quick addendum to your video. Asmon is now having a Greek debate about the differences between femboy and girl. Do I want to know? I don't feel like I want to know. I'm gonna listen to 2 seconds.
Skinny. And so they are based, and they also identify as a male. So these are people who are identifying as a
Learning the
male,
differences between sexual identifications.
who are dressing as a female, but they identify as a male, and they also dress as a male, right? And so femboys are 3 out of 10. Now this is in the middle, right? Now this is something that like could go anywhere, right? But this is like pretty much the, in general, non-binary, right? These are people that don't really fall into any category. They just put themselves wherever they want, depending on what side of the bed that they woke up that day, right? Fuda, that's actually a really good one. So Fuda is actually way, way, way over here. So, and then there's also a spectrum of Fuda as well. So Fuda is... well, I'll do the whole name. That way you guys can look it up on Google.
What?
Fudanari is girls with dicks. Literally that simple. It is literally that simple. It is a girl with a dick. And so there is a spectrum of this where there is like feminine versions, masculine versions, and this could go anywhere inside of this little spectrum that I'm making right here. And so let's go ahead. We're gonna color this. I don't know.
No, that's a porn category.
And so
That's
anyway,
that's
this
not-
is it. Fuda is not
That's
a
not a
lady,
sexual
it is.
identification.
So
That's a porn
Fudas
category.
Are girls that have dicks. It's literally that simple. Usually they're depicted as actually having like both sexual organs, right? So they're effectively like intersex or something like that.
Porn category.
And so yes. And now what's the next one? Hermaphrodites? Yes, basically, right? And Fuda, tomboy? Okay, tomboy. That's actually
What do you mean
really,
it's
really
that
good one.
simple?
Tomboys are pretty much right here. Yeah, I'd say like actually right here. Fuck. Now, there's a spectrum for this, too. There are tomboys that dress like girls and, they basically just act more masculine and aggressive. And there's also tomboys that dress like guys. And there's, like, a spectrum for that, too, right? So, it's, yeah. Like, it's basically the difference between, give me a minute.
I'm Brian Kill Me.
Like, Casca is one, right? So Casca is a female that dresses like a female usually and generally acts like a female but has some tomboy, traits, but not entirely, right? Putting Worm, yeah.
She just has short hair.
I mean, like that character from DBZ yesterday was like the other spectrum, right? And so, anyway, so what else do we have?
Dude,
do we have
I
another
am
one?
so value-tamed right now.
Drag queens. Okay, drag queens are, I would say, right here. Okay, so
Where is he gonna put it? Where did he put it? Incredible.
I'm sorry, that's a really bad R.
So let me get this straight. Drag queens are more
and so the
manly than femboys.
Actually, no, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I apologize. They're actually closer to males than cross-dressers.
Okay, my bad. My bad. Sorry. Silly mistake.
So the reason why drag is closer to males than cross-dressers, no, I'll explain why.
I need to know why.
I've already thought about this.
He's thought about it
for
already.
hours. And so anyway, the reason why is because drag is oftentimes like a exposition of the absurdity of gender roles. And because it's an exposition of the absurdity of gender roles, it is to a certain degree satirizing those gender roles themselves. And because it's satirizing those gender roles, whereas cross-dressing is embracing the gender roles, I think that it falls actually farther towards the category of being a boy than a girl. Because everybody knows that it's a boy. It's done as if it is a satire, right? I don't understand. Yes, exactly. You guys see my point?
Oh my God.
Okay, good. Yes, right. All right.
Did they see his point?
Do we have any more?
They said yes, they saw his point. Guys, you don't understand, okay? If you have sex with a guy, if you, a cis man, have sex with a guy, another cis man, but you're doing it satirically, it's actually the straightest thing you can do. It's actually more straight than having sex with a woman, because you're making fun of, you're satirizing gay sex, which is the straightest thing you can do, actually. Yeah.
Trap, I think, would be somewhere around right here. Now, sometimes people
thought he was being ironic, but that would suggest an insult, dude.
Or like a slur for trans people. But I think that in some cases, there are people that like to pretend like they are a girl to fool people into thinking that they're a girl, but they are in fact a guy.
Dude. No, that's just more porn, dude. That's just another porn category. Ooh, so close, but that's another porn category.
Except for their, not. Right? That's about it. Twink is not a gender identification. Well, this isn't gender identification either. Like, and also this is just a sexual identification, deviancy, like a value system, whatever you want to call it, right? And so ladyboy, I feel like that's basically like, that's usually either femboy or trap, right? I mean, that's one or the other. I feel like that kind of goes into it. So yeah. Is there Mrs. Doubtfire? That's in between drag and cross-dressing. Yeah. Mulan? Mulan is over here at tomboy.
I'm going to tell you guys a secret, okay? A secret. This is just his porn searches, and the things he likes the most are on the right, and the things he likes the least are on the left.
Some people say it's a slur, some people say
That's
it's not.
That's what this is.
Either way, it's really just like another word that people use for lesbian. So yeah, that's really not that complicated.
I'm absolutely correct.
So yeah.
He gave Futanari a special color. Okay? That should tell you how much he likes it.
Always, but some cases. But yes, this is something that I've learned from being on the internet now for, I would say, I don't know how many years. Many, many years. And so hopefully now you guys can understand the world a little bit better. And you won't get confused. I'm going to save this, actually. That way, like, we don't forget about it.
I can understand the world a little bit.
Okay, it's not loading for some reason. Let me go ahead and pull it back up. Okay, there we go.
I'm gonna put this on my fridge, man.
Spectrum. Okay, there. That's good enough. NFT that shit? Yeah, I guess so. Saved? Yeah, clearly. So where's Optimus Prime? He's wherever you want him to be. You want to make shirts of your graphs? I thought about selling them as NFTs.
Dude, that's the most value tamed I've ever been on Twitch. Wow, that is incredible. Do you guys see? I think that really illustrated why I watch this content, okay? Because it's like, it's such a nice break from talking about and talking about America being fucking dog shit and evil all the time. It's such a nice break to just watch someone who's just so confidently saying so many things that make no sense at all.
On a shirt.
Yeah. Look at this photograph. You're welcome. No need to thank me for making your day a little darker than it was.
Hello, video editor here. I just wanted to quickly break down this terrible graph that Asmongold made. The rest of the video will just be this. So I wanted to really quickly just actually kind of define some of these things and kind of break it down because he's conflating a lot of different things here. So the three main things that he's conflating is sex, also sometimes referred to usually by the right wing as biological sex / biology. And then you have gender, which is separate. And then you have a third section, which is, for some reason, he's also conflating fetishes and porn categories. I am not spelling that right. There we go. Okay. So let's very quickly just divide this up here a little bit, because holy mackerel, this is quite the conflation. I feel like it's only really something that somebody who is terminally online would make. Excuse me. So let's start by let's start with what he started with. So he has boy and girl. So he put, so boy and girl are genders. Very simple. No, that's not what I want to do. So we'll put these as two separate sections. I don't know why the, let's just make these quite readable. So he has a lot of different things here. We're also going to have, here are going to, we're going to expand this here. We're gonna, can I, let's do, just quickly just make these like that. So then we have down here are things that are just related. So the first one here is drag. Drag would go down here. Drag is not exactly gender specific, although it is related to gender, is a form of gender expression. Cross-dressing also goes down here. So this section is basically just attire, which is related to gender, but it is not the same thing. So cross-dressing. Here is under this category. These are not the same thing necessarily, but they are related. And then he has here femboy, which is a subcategory of boy. I don't know why he, like, yeah. And then we have non-binary is another gender. Let's do like that. All right. And then he has this slur for a transgender person. I do not use this word to refer to transgender people because it's not exactly a slur, but it is very close to it. So this term itself would actually go into this category over here, where our next term over here which I am just going to censor for the sake of YouTube. And we'll put the other term. I know I'm censoring when I really don't necessarily need to. It's already there, but it's fine. So this term is a fetish. So trans people, trans is related to gender. So under gender, you would have trans man and trans mask. You would also have over here. I'm not the expert in this, by the way, so this is my understanding. And then you have trans woman. And trans femme. They would fall under the girl category. And then you also do have trans non-binary. These are modifiers to genders. The term trans means there was a transition. Fairly simple. This is not equivalent to this. This term here is not equivalent to trans woman. Again, these are fetishes and porn categories. They are not genders. They are not sex or biology. Then he has tomboy here, which is another gender expression. Which we can put over here. So we have 3 main categories that we're breaking down what he's had on this list here. So these are all genders. These are related to gender. So drag and cross-dressing are simply attire. Although they are related to gender because attire is related to gender. And then he randomly threw in 2 fetishes. Not a single one of these things would fall under the category of sex or biology. So under sex and biology, we would have male. We would have female. And we also have intersex. So as somebody who does, so typically a male is XY, typically a female is XX. Intersex is anything else for the most part. Also, anyone who has one of these 2. So here you have typically XY. Let's spell typically right. Let's capitalize that since we capitalize male. Typically XX. Again, not always, because intersex people exist. And intersex people would have other we'll just leave it like that. So anyone that falls outside of this binary can fall under the intersex umbrella. People who are intersex may fall under these 2 categories as well. So there are women with XY. They do exist, and they have all the same organs. They have all the same body parts, and they can give birth and have given birth. I've not heard of the opposite. Because the thing is, why chromosomes do not always activate is my understanding. Again, I am not a biologist, but that is my understanding. This would be sex or biological sex. Related to that would be biologies. That would be body parts. So penis, vagina, etc. This is a wild amount of conflation that can only be a thing that you would think of through the complete lack of understanding of biology and gender being separate, and also just being so terminally online that I think Denim said it best, just saying these are probably his categories he watches. Because holy cow, there's a lot of conflation. So just a little bit of breaking down things for you guys. Make this video educational.